What do you think?
I believe he existed.
You believe he existed. When you say you don't believe, do you mean disbelieve in his existence also, or disbelieve in his divinity?
Probably a lot of guys named Jesus, but I don't think it's special.
There's no special Jesus. So Jesus of the Bible didn't exist.
I don't think so.
But you think Jesus of the Bible did exist?
Jesus, he existed, but I'm not sure because he didn't write the Bible.
Yeah.
So I don't know the connection between him and the people who wrote the Bible.
Yeah. How about you guys? What do you think? Same, similar, didn't exist, or like similar to him or similar to her? Similar to her. How about you? So my take on this is this: the crucifixion of Jesus is arguably the most historical event ever on the face of the earth. And what do I mean by that? For the crucifixion of Jesus, we have that's a bit random. Anyway, for
don't get deceived by anybody.
fake ticket selling man.
Disguised in different clothing, different things. Watch out for the Indian Hindus.
All right. Now let's try and focus. In terms of crucifixion of Jesus,
Everywhere online.
we have Christian sources.
Scammers are everywhere.
We have non-Christian Roman sources, Roman historians writing about that. We have non-Christian Greek writers writing about that, and non-Christian Jewish historians. So that's the
You know how Islam is dying? Have you heard?
all credible sources of information who could talk about Jesus did talk about Jesus, the historical Jesus. So the crucifixion of Jesus as narrated in the Bible is arguably the most historical event ever. Whether you believe in a resurrection, after that is a different story, but I'm so far talking purely about the crucifixion. Yeah? In other words, a Jesus who went around claimed all sorts of fantastic things about him. You know what, come follow me and do this to you, do that to you, and so on. Those fantastic claims about himself, the offense that he caused to the in front of the Jewish religious authorities, the fact that the Jewish religious authorities are getting upset with him, these are solid historical facts. Yeah?
Do you think God created the world?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you don't believe in the evolutionary theory?
We don't believe evolutionary theory is scientific. So the Darwinian evolution or neo-Darwinian evolution and so on, those are not scientific theories. They're not scientific at all. I do mathematics, I do computer science, and based on, I can read biology, I've done biology back in those years, I can deal with biology. If you give me a logical statement, a few things about biology, some facts and then conclusions, I can evaluate them. And what I can say is this: the Darwinian evolution that is being claimed today, where one species changed into another, to another, to another, and then we have millions of species today, as far as I am concerned, is what I would call anti-science. There's no evidence for the transition. So if you are quite funny, this is quite funny, because only about a year ago, there was an article on BBC. It won't be hard to search for that article. Just about a year ago, and the article said, finally we have evidence for evolution. And I soon after that article came out, I brought that article, showed to all sorts of people who I normally discuss evolution with. I said, look at this. And the BBC was quoting a few scientists who essentially went around saying, finally we have an evidence for evolution. And what is the automatic implication? They're really saying, so far we didn't have it. You see what I mean? That was a claim in that article. Now, and the scientists who were claiming that, claim that because it gives them good name. But the other scientists wouldn't claim the same thing because it doesn't give them good name. You see what I mean? In other words, point is, for evolution, Darwinian evolution where one species changes into another, we do not have any evidence. Go around, ask, for example, if you went, are you in university or in school? No. How was school? Yeah. When you go to uni, ask any professor, lecturer, give us the, not up front, then they'll do whatever they do. But ask them cheekily, what evidences have we got for Darwinian evolution? And the best that they'll tell you is, we have disease-resistant bacteria.
You know why, bro? Because how they broke one?
The Bible is firmly rooted in history, which is a valid source of information. Yeah. For example, I'm meeting you all today. Yeah, I've seen you all today. How do I know I met you all today? This is part of human history. Yeah. Tomorrow, this is history, and this is a valid source of information.
Sorry, are you saying that Matthew is a valid source of historical information?
Absolutely.
So you're saying that Matthew was an eyewitness when Jesus was born?
Yes. Absolutely.
He was there.
Who?
Was Matthew there when Mary gave birth to Jesus?
No. You're getting it wrong when we're talking about eyewitness accounts. When an eyewitness account doesn't have to mean every single detail you are an eyewitness.
Really?
Yeah, of course. So, no one would claim Matthew to be an eyewitness of everything in the life of Jesus, but rather the most crucial elements of his life. But that's a different story. You are a regular here. We'll come to you a bit later, please. Now, the point to this...
It's not made up?
What's that?
How do you know the stories in the Bible are not made up?
So that is where the rock-solid entry point into the historicity of the Bible, of the Jesus of the Bible, is the crucifixion, death, burial and resurrection of Jesus. That is the entry point. As long as we can verify that to be rock-solid history, everything else will fall in place. Did you hear me properly there? The entry point, so the young man, the question he asked is, how do we know things weren't made up? Yeah, that's the point he made. And the comment that I am making there is, the rock-solid entry point to the historicity of the Jesus of the Bible is death, burial, resurrection of Jesus. If that can be established to be true, we are already talking about a supernatural phenomenon. Yeah, people don't normally die and then 3 days later come back alive. Doesn't normally happen. Yeah, would you agree? So the moment that can be established, regardless of whether Jesus was virgin born, regardless of whether the shepherds heard angels sing out to them, those things are secondary things we need to verify. The primary thing is, did Jesus die? Was he crucified and did he end up dying? Was he buried? And did he come back alive on the third day? If these can be established to be true, we are already talking about a supernatural phenomenon. Would you agree?
Yeah, but who can confirm that he went back, that he died?
Very good point. And that is where my point number one, the crucifixion of Jesus is arguably the most historical fact in history. Excuse me, sir. I am hearing her question. If you think you're...
Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. She just asked a question and I've just begun. I don't know how you conclude even before I begin. If you're going to conclude even before I begin, you're obviously skewed in your evaluation. Now, coming back to you. So her question is, how do we establish these things? Death, burial, resurrection. Your question in specific was about the resurrection. And I'm going to talk about all three. Death, burial, resurrection. About the crucifixion and death, Christian sources, non-Christian Jewish historians, non-Christian Roman historians, and non-Christian Greek writers testify. Crucifixion, solid history.
And all of them do.
In various degrees. Some more than others, some more obviously than others, some slightly less obvious, indirectly, and so on. So in various degrees they do. Yeah. So that is point number one. So crucifixion is solid history. Yeah. the actual death of Jesus is confirmed in the Christian sources. Pontius Pilate ordered to confirm if Jesus was already dead or not. A spear was pierced through his side, and Pontius Pilate confirmed that Jesus was dead before the body was handed over to Christian disciples, namely Nicodemus and Joseph of Arimathea. So the death was confirmed, the burial was confirmed by the disciples. Now the only thing is what she was keen on, which is the resurrection. And there the point is this. Non-Christian writers testify of the fact that Christians clearly behaved consistent with them strongly being convicted that they saw a dead man alive. They acted in a way. They acted in a way which is clearly consistent with their conviction that they saw a dead man alive. With me so far? Yeah. So they clearly, and this to testify for the fact that Christians behaved in a way that they saw a dead man alive. We have non-Christian sources. For example, you have non-Christian Roman sources which testify. High officials under the Roman Empire who testify that they persecuted the Christians. They said, stop calling yourself Christians. Stop emphasizing of this fact. But then the Christians say, we don't care even if you kill us. We will do this because this is very important for us. In other words, even at the face of death, they were strongly convicted to claim themselves to be Christians. So we have non-Christian sources testifying for it. So the question that we need to ask is, what led to their conviction? Their conviction was based on what they claimed they saw. So the question we need to ask is, why would Christians, for example, you're sensible people. Yeah? So you, for example, let's say you, in specific. If you are going to come here and say, I saw Jesus alive, pretend, put yourself in the shoes of a first century Jewish person, for example, and say, I saw Jesus alive. Yeah? And if I am a Roman authority, I don't like this. This would cause a disturbance in my realm. So I am threatening you. I'm saying
there is a hole in your argument.
I am saying, excuse me, sir, wait and listen before you find out holes. So I am saying, you better give up on your idea. If you don't, I will kill you. That's my threat towards you. Now, what would you do? If you never saw Jesus alive, what would you do?
If I never saw him,
if you never had seen Jesus alive, if you were only lying,
but that's not. That's not for the Muslims.
No, I'm not asking you for opinion. I'm asking you to go through every single option here. So, if you please stick to the role play I am giving you. Yeah. So you are there. Question is, if you know that you are lying, you know it that you are lying, and now I am threatening you. Stop calling yourself Christian. Stop claiming that you saw Jesus alive. I'm threatening you. You know you are lying. What would you do?
why would I lie in the first place?
No. Pretend. I'm going to go through all options. I'm going to go through all options. Yeah. I'm going to go through all the options. Pretend for a moment. The first option is that you know you are lying. What would you do?
And you shall see a very familiar face that get paid thousands of
For
pounds.
example, let's make it easy. Let me do the role play. Yeah. If I am the one who is lying, yeah, and you are threatening me,
They hire Hindus.
if you are threatening
They hire
me,
Sikhs.
if I know I was
hire
lying,
atheists.
I would say, you know what,
Watch out for the
this is
company,
not
don't
worth
get
it.
deceived.
I know it's a
Scammers
lie,
are everywhere.
and you are threatening me, and this is a serious threat. So I would just say,
Even speakers
you know what,
If he
I'm
says,
sorry,
"I'm gonna
sir,
give you my
I was
inheritance,
lying.
give me 20
Please forgive
pounds,
me.
otherwise
I'll
you
change
didn't
my
don't
ways,
believe a word."
mend my behavior. Please leave me alone and go away. Yeah, simple. So I do it. If I'm a sensible man, I know the threat is very sincere. I know you are an authority, and I can't fight against you. And I know it's a lie. I'm lying. If all those things are true, what would I do? I'll stop insisting on my lie and change. Yeah?
and
Did he-
spread
did
their
he see-
members
did he
in
hear
each
what I said?
corner of the
So if I'm
park,
lying-
pretending to be
What's that?
somebody
Teacher
else.
is waiting for you.
Watch out for
So
them.
anyway, quickly the point is,
Anyway, quickly,
if
the
I am
point
lying,
is,
I would give
the
up.
DCCI
If
is a
I'm
very
not
dangerous
lying,
organization.
if I'm
They're
not
the
lying,
part of Crusaders,
but
the
if I
Christians that
if I
murdered
wasn't
millions of
sure,
people around
I would
the
be
world.
confused and still give up.
Crusaders, watch out for them.
I would
They
insist.
hire fake people
I would insist
for
on
security purposes.
holding on
They
to
would
my
never hire an Englishman
idea
in a nice white
only
collar. They
if
will
my
hire some
conviction
people
on my belief
who
is
wouldn't
very
speak English
sincere.
properly.
And
but
note
trying their
carefully,
best to convert
the
people to
conviction
Christianity for
of
them.
my belief is based on what I have seen.
Working for a company.
Only if I am absolutely
Only
sure
if you're
that I
absolutely sure
genuinely
that
saw,
DCCI, you saw
genuinely
that
saw a dead
DCCI
man
exists.
alive, I
Watch
would
out
say,
for them.
okay, come kill me. I don't care. Come kill me. You see what I'm saying?
So your God had
In other
one
words-
fantastic son.
in other
and
words-
the God killed his very own one son. How
Did
kind
you
of
see
God
the
is that
behavior
then?
there? And
not a very
that's a
good
typical
God.
Muslim here, by the
Oh,
way.
thank you very much.
This is
sir.
what
You know
happens
what I am. Okay.
across the world.
Oh dear, okay.
Believe it or
Your,
not,
your lovely God had one son. Imagine your dad killing you when you're the only
Thank
son
you.
or daughter.
my,
Arul,
It doesn't
Arul,
make
I think he's
sense.
got a
And
question.
besides, not to have all-
have you got a question, sir?
Yeah.
Anything sensible to contribute at all?
Yeah.
See you all, yeah?
Thank you.
Anything
No, I haven't
sensible?
finished. Come on, they're going.
Anything sensible?
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
You seem like a grown-up man.
No,
Have
I'm
you
an
got
old man.
anything sensible to contribute to our discustion? Anything
yeah,
sensible
yes,
at all?
sir.
Like
Yeah,
what?
go on,
sir?
Okay, I have a question to ask you.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a Bible in your pocket?
Is that your question, sir?
Yeah. Do you have a
Really?
Bible, sir? Yeah. I want to ask you to show me anywhere in the big fat Bible where Jesus says I'm God.
Multiple places.
Yeah, that's quite
In the book of Revelation, Jesus said,
Have you got
I-
a Bible here, sir?
what is
You
your
always
question,
come
sir?
across. You always bring a
How
Bible in
old
your
are you,
pocket.
sir, by the way?
44.
Behave like one, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That's
So
very
now-
respectful from a Christian.
Well,
a good example of Jesus.
everything
That's
is
how
on
Jesus
camera.
spoke to people, right?
Everything is
Sir,
on
have you got a
camera.
Bible? It's a simple
Young
question.
people
Why can't you?
saw
Where young
what
people?
you
Where?
said.
Young people, which side?
Young people saw your behavior.
Sir, have you got a
And
Bible?
that's best of Islamic behavior.
anyone got a Bible here?
on camera.
Sir, have you
That
not
is the
got a
best of
Bible?
Islamic behavior, sir. If you think you are doing a service to God by doing what you were doing,
Sir,
can
have
I
you
please
got a
suggest
Bible,
to you,
sir?
you need to grow up.
Sir, have you got a Bible?
You really need to grow up.
sir.
Your question was, please, let other people listen also.
Yeah.
Your question was,
Yes.
did Jesus ever claim to be God? Of course, in
No,
multiple
sir, no, sir, no, it's not
Yes,
lying.
I'm God.
I said, show me anywhere in the Bible where Jesus says I'm God.
I'm God. I'm
Simple.
God.
I thought that's what I was dealing with already. So, multiple different places, Jesus claimed that he was God. I'll give you a few examples. In the book of Revelation, he says, he who overcomes, the one who overcomes will be my son, and I will be his God. Number one, in the book of Revelation. Elsewhere, even in the Gospels, Jesus said, the one greater than the temple of Jerusalem is here, referring to himself. Elsewhere, Jesus said, I am the Lord of the Sabbath. The Son of Man is the Lord even of the Sabbath. Just 3 examples, and I'm reasonably convinced all 3 would have gone just like that to you.
Have you not got a Bible, sir?
Because
you not got a Bible,
you
sir?
really don't know and you don't care.
And you know a lot.
Can you please comment on Jesus' claim that he was the one greater than the
Sir,
temple in
I,
Jerusalem?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
suspect
Answer that,
something.
answer that.
Have you not got a Bible?
Answer that.
Please
You're
comment.
always here with a Bible.
Answer.
When you
Answer.
provided those references, why can't you open a Bible and show
Behave
me?
like an adult, sir.
told you
Comment
so,
on my
sir.
I'm
question.
being too personal.
When Jesus
Am I
said,
behaving like a child to you?
When
you keep
Jesus
repeating
said-
behave like an adult. I'm only simply asking you a question. You always carry a Bible. Where
the
is your
Bible?
Bible today? I want you to open it and
is
show
that the
me.
best of
This is where
adult
it's-
Islamic question
And
you
don't
have,
mention
sir?
Revelations, that was by John.
Is that the best? Please capture him also. Come on.
No.
What did he ask? What did he ask?
Is that the best of questions you have, sir? You are a good question. Does anyone have any better? Now, these young people might have a better question. Yes. Do you have any questions?
Can you answer the first question? Tell him say
So, do you think his question is the best question you could have?
I'm not the judge here.
Do you
I'm
think
here.
you should answer my question? Yes,
You-
thank
you
you
as
very
a
much.
young man,
Stop
Do you
pretending.
have any
Stop
questions?
approaching other people to avoid my question. Stop approaching
terrified.
other people
I'm normally
to avoid my question.
I'm normally terrified
You always have a
when it
Bible.
comes to idiocy.
You always have
There is
a
only one way of making sense,
Idiocy.
and there are millions of ways of making nonsensical statements, and I'm
Sir,
terrified.
what statement have I made? I have simply asked you to open me a Bible, and can you not? Have you got a
Don't
brain?
be childish, my
I'm
dear
sure you can
friend.
speak enough
Ask
English.
me a question. I've
Simple
answered
question.
you.
You always
Three
have a Bible.
specific
Open me a
points
Bible.
I've given
and show
you.
me where it
You
says.
asked me
where it says I
where
am
did
God.
Jesus say that he was God? I gave three specific
My friend,
examples.
open a
Have
Bible.
you got
Revelation is not from
any
Jesus.
comment on
Can you
any
open the
of
Bible?
those three, please?
And the biased cameraman who laughs in the background, he's been trying that for many years, who gets absolutely no followers, makes them very angry and jealous.
Excuse me, sir.
How many followers you have?
Any comments at all? Any comments? Excuse me, sir.
Please, sir, can you
When
borrow the
Jesus,
Bible? He gave you free time.
when
Sir, can you
Jesus
open
said,
the Bible and show me?
excuse me, sir.
Are you
When
going to believe it if I open it?
now I see what the problem is.
Revelation
His
was
problem,
in
his problem isn't about getting to learn about Jesus. His problem is doing his eye test. He wants to see, just see if the words are there. He wants to test his eyes. That's what
Of course, I want to test my eyes.
Any
I should have gone to
specific-
Specsavers, but I want you to open the Bible and show
Any
me.
specific
Stop
comment?
changing the subject.
Any
I should
specific
have gone to Specsavers, I admit that.
Any
But please, can
specific
you open the
comment
Bible?
on why Jesus said that he was the one greater than the temple in Jerusalem?
Sir,
Any comment
can
at
you
all?
open the Bible and show me, please?
You see, I'm giving him a specific point, wanting him to address the specific point, and he is concerned
Sir,
about
can you
showing
borrow a
him.
Bible from your
This is an
DCCI
eye
work
test.
colleagues?
Go to
Every human is
Specsavers.
greater than the temple.
Thank you. Sir,
Ah,
can you open the
there comes the best of Islamic scholarship. What is the best of Islamic scholarship mean? Every human being is greater than the temple of God. That's the best of Islamic scholarship. Let me give you a few facts, and then please reconsider your comments, sir. In the temple in Jerusalem, in the temple in Jerusalem, there is a place called the holy place.
That's what I'm here for.
There is another place called the most holy
Sir, have
place.
you got a Bible?
Into the most holy place, none of the Jews would even dare to go except for the high priest, and even him only once a year after going through a rigorous process. If your point was right, that every human being was greater than the temple, you and I could have a jolly well walk. Oh, most holy place. Hello, how are you? And then come out anytime, because we are all greater, according to you, than the temple of God. You need to read the Bible. You need to get to know the Bible. It is a process. In English, we call that learning. You need to learn the Bible.
Where is the temple now?
Excuse me, sir.
It is
Do
rubble.
you
Where
have
is
any
the temple?
particular
It's
comment?
just rubble.
Yes,
Excuse me,
sir.
sir.
I have been begging for my question to be
Well,
answered.
you might have been
you got
begging.
a
That might
Bible
be-
that you
excuse
can
me, sir.
open for me and show me where Jesus says, I am God, Lord, anything?
Jesus,
Yeah.
one,
Don't mention
the one
Revelation. Revelation was a nonsense. He was LSD.
Don't mention Revelation. Why? Because he can't even read simple things. Don't show him complex things. So point. All right, good. Yeah, get a good picture of it. It's very
For the past
amusing.
half hour,
Get a good
I've asked you a
picture.
simple okay. For the past half hour, I've asked you a simple question. Can you open the Bible and show me where Jesus says I'm God?
Wow.
Be careful.
Wow. Is that a practice?
Yeah, be careful. That's what I told him. Be careful. Yeah. When I'm with umbrella, be careful.
It sure wasn't magic mushrooms. That's what
Wait.
Revelation
So you, my dear friends, any expert comment on why Jesus said that he was the one greater than the temple of God? Any expert comment?
Sir, I
His
asked you a
expert
simple
comment
question.
is every human being is greater, and I've just told him if that were the case, into the most holy place, anyone can get in at any point in time. Obviously, that is not true. Even the high priest can go into the most holy place only once a year, and that too after going through a rigorous process.
And where is the temple now?
So my
It's
dear
only
friend,
rubble. It's only rubble.
Ah.
It's gone.
Oh.
It's only rubble.
What do you have as a follow-up comment to your expert previous comments, sir? Anything at all? Every person, is he greater than the temple of God?
Yes, of course.
Ah, so you insist on idiocy.
The temple
You
is
insist on
Why do you
ignorance.
think everything idiocy? Are you very clever then?
I'm not talking
Clever are
about
you?
me.
What have you ever invented to contribute to the world?
Please note my words
Using the word idiocy, alright?
Please note my words carefully.
I can call you a conquer and a fucking
You
idiot.
can call me all sorts of things. I don't care. I did not personally comment on him.
You did.
Muhammad Ali
I
converted
didn't
you.
use the term idiot at all. Don't lie. I used the term idiocy in reference to a particular point you made. The particular point you made doesn't make sense. If you want to insist on sticking with that particular
When
point,
Jesus
you
said
need
he's
to
greater
change
than the temple, he
your
said
stance.
ritualism.
You,
Ritualism.
sir.
It's
Any
only
first
rubble.
comment.
Doing this or you, sir?
I am
can hear
greater than the temple.
I can hear you.
My dear friend,
That's right.
please comment on why Jesus said that he was the one greater than the temple. Please
Because I
comment.
am
Sir,
greater than the
until you
temple.
answer my question, which is open the Bible.
There we go.
Why are you
No,
pretending- This guy's got Bible.
There
This
we
guy's
go.
got Bible there. Why are you pretending like you don't have a Bible?
Well,
Because there's 30 different types.
I hope the challenge here isn't who can read, who can't read, who can see, who can't see. I hope that is not the challenge we are dealing with. The challenge we are dealing with is the moment we give details, who makes
Where is the
sense.
company?
That is what we are talking about.
You make a lot of sense.
I have told you,
Avoiding
given you a particular
the
point.
Bible. You make a
Is
lot
there
of sense.
anyone here who can make
Avoiding
sense?
to open the
Anyone?
You make a lot of sense.
No, why?
He gave his best shot and failed. He gave his best shot and he failed. What about you, sir? What do you think, sir?
Who are
passed
you?
the
I
English
think you are
test.
beautiful tight trousers.
Relax, man.
Well, thank you very much for that compliment. But that
passed,
is not
right?
the point of discussion here.
you passed?
What do you think about the claim that Jesus made about himself, which is that he is the one greater than the temple
Yes, he
of God?
was, and so
What do you
am
think
I.
about that, sir?
I think this
temple
is
is only
greater
rubbish.
than the temple.
Very good. Well done.
Yeah, I
So
love.
you agree, and you should tell him.
Yeah.
You agree that Jesus is greater than the temple of God.
Yes, he was.
Do
And
you
so am
also
I.
do you also appreciate? Do you also are you saying you would walk into the presence of God anytime? Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't say that.
Well, you just said that. You said you're greater than the temple, which means you would be able to walk into the most holy place anytime you want. Would you dare to do that, sir?
What is the difference between temple and this tree? There's no
You
difference.
tell me what the difference is.
No difference.
Do you not know the difference between the temple in
yeah.
Jerusalem? Do you
Where's
know
the
about the
temple
temple in
now? It's only
Jerusalem?
rubble.
Yeah, I know.
What do you
I
know?
don't- I don't believe it.
What do you know?
The temple, I don't care because it's not a temple.
What do you know about the temple in Jerusalem?
I don't need to know.
Do you know anything at all?
What do you know about my home in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia?
Your home is not the temple of God. I'm talking about the temple of
The
God.
temple is not like my home. I don't care.
Can I take a wild guess here and say that you really don't know what you're talking about? Can I do that, please? You can clarify.
Problem with you if you found
If I'm wrong, please clarify.
I
problem
believe
with
in
you
God
because you
only.
can't understand.
If you don't know about the temple in Jerusalem, you really don't know about the temple.
Have you been to that temple?
Do you
Shut
believe?
up.
Have you been there?
What do you know about my home
Have you
in
been
Saudi Arabia? What do
Yeah,
you,
his house is bigger than that temple.
Are you
my
God?
house is better than the temple.
Yeah, his house is better than
There
that
comes blasphemy. Blasphemy.
Kill him.
His house is better than the temple, than the house of God.
Yes.
Claims him.
Yes.
Would you dare to claim that again?
Of course.
Oh.
My house
His
is
house is
better
better than your temple.
I believe. I don't believe the temple. It's not from God.
temple.
It's man-made. It's not God.
If you, what is your house? Who made your house?
Man.
I made it.
Man-made.
Yeah,
Man-made.
man-made.
What is the difference? What is the difference between his house and the temple?
In terms of who made the temple of God and in terms of who made your home, they're both the same. Men. That is not the difference. The difference is in who lives there, not who made it.
Who lives in the temple?
You live in your house. You live in your house, and mere mortal human being.
Okay.
But the temple of God, God Himself was there. Yahweh, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Himself was there in the temple in Jerusalem. And that is why the temple in Jerusalem, the temple in Jerusalem had what is called a holy place and a most holy place. Let me ask you another question.
Go ahead.
Did Islamic Allah ever live in Mecca, in Kaaba? Do you call Kaaba the house of God?
Yes.
If Allah never lived there, why do you call that a house?
It's just a symbol. It's just a symbol.
Excuse me.
Edgware Road has a house of Allah.
Let's repeat this entire exercise
Yeah,
again.
there's a mosque there.
A house of a person is where the person lives.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is in our
When you call Kaaba in Mecca house of Islamic Allah,
No.
I would think Islamic Allah lives there. That is what it means.
You're getting it
Are
wrong.
you saying
It's
Islamic
short-
Allah never
it's
lived there?
shorthand
Is
for
that what
house
you're
of
saying?
worship of God.
So can I
House
please
of
suggest
worship
you something?
is different.
Cease to call it a house of Islamic Allah. Don't call
it's
it
a
that
house of
anymore.
worship.
If you call it that
How much-
anymore,
okay.
you really don't know what you're talking about. Now let me ask you another question. Who built the Kaaba in Mecca? Who built that?
Abraham.
Abraham built
Abraham.
that. Where did he get that information from?
From God.
Where?
Yeah, from God. He asked him
Where
to build
is that information today?
2,000 years ago.
Where is that information today?
Check it out.
He means,
Is that
how do
in the
you know?
Quran?
How
Check
do you
it
know
out.
this?
I heard that.
Is
about
that
my
in the
grandfather.
Quran?
Yeah, in Quran, yeah.
Does the Quran use the term Kaaba in reference to what Abraham built? Does it even use the term Kaaba?
Yes.
Where does it use? Can you please find out?
You find it out.
Yeah. Do you have Quran?
So are you here just to lie and let the others do your homework?
Same as your job. Same as your job.
Lie your heads
Same
off
as your
and
job.
then assume everyone
Same
else will
like
do your homework.
Abraham,
Is that
our
what
grandfather.
your
All right?
grandfather?
Abraham, Saudi Arabia.
So you're from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
How did Abraham become your grandfather?
He's Semitic. I'm Semitic.
The term is Semitic.
Yeah, Semitic. And we are son of
The question is,
Yeah.
how, as an Arab from Saudi Arabia, did Abraham necessarily became your grandfather? How did that happen?
Because our grandfather Ismail is son of him.
Ishmael, it is in the Bible.
Let me give you a simple history lesson.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. The Arabs,
Not all of them, not all Arab. Only Saudi
the
Arabia.
Arabs, especially
Saudi Arabia.
especially the Arabs who lived in the furthest of the wilderness, namely Saudi Arabia of today.
Not all Saudi Arabia.
Let me finish.
Which Saudi Arabia?
Let me finish. The Arabs, especially those who live in Saudi Arabia today,
Arabia.
are historically understood to be a mixed people group from all sorts of different, distinct people like Ishmael, Hagar, and so on. Multiple
Hagar.
Edom, Amalek, Midian, so on. Multiple
No,
people.
this is
Let
Jewish.
me finish.
No,
Let me finish, please. Let me finish. Historically, the Arabs, especially those who are in the wilderness, namely today's Saudi Arabia, Arabs are a mixed people group according to all available information. A mixed people group. They come from Ishmael, they come from Hagarites, they come from Midianites, they come from Amalekites, they come from Edomites. All of these people group. One second. All of these. Let me finish. Arul, let me finish. All of these people group form the mixed group, and today's Arabs are a mixed people group. To claim dedicated genealogy from Ishmael is a serious mistake which cannot be justified at all historically.
You have DNA.
Do you have the DNA of Ishmael? Tell me, explain to me how through the DNA you can establish Abraham is necessarily your grandfather. How do you do it?
We have done DNA tests and other tribes did before. So we have same DNA with some part of Jewish. which they claim their father is Abraham.
So what's the source of information? Can we check that up, please?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Where does it come from?
Tell him the
study?
Arabic site and everything should be in Arabic and let him read.
Yeah, English.
Yeah, no, Arabic one.
That's a
Let
typical.
him suffer.
We're dealing with simple discussion here. We're not talking about
You're just
suffering.
asking questions and questions and
Yeah,
questions.
that's what happens in a discussion. Questions and answers.
Yeah, only one-side questions, huh?
Well, one-sided discussion. You could say that.
Yeah.
But you can't. Yeah.
Throw him a bone. Throw him a bone.
No reference in English, anything.
Throw Tony a bone.
No
Don't be
reference in
giving
his
me
English.
personal knowledge because he will
So
use
the
it.
There is no
experts.
reference in my family doesn't speak English, so
So,
there's no reference.
so you only have expert Arab sources
Yes.
doing this complex
Yeah,
DNA
yes,
analysis.
yes.
We don't have English.
Who invented details about DNA?
Arabs,
Oh, Arabs.
yes.
Who invented
What's
things
your
of the
problem?
world? Arabs.
I have a
Light bulbs?
question.
Arabs.
Doesn't matter.
Electricity? Arabs.
Yeah,
There we go.
yes.
You see?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So that's confession coming
No,
up.
Yes,
So
God,
any Muslim who's
What did
watching
the
now can
Indians
clearly
invent?
see
Zero.
everything. This
Curry.
gentleman,
Nothing.
this,
Curry.
Got it.
what's that?
What did Indians invent?
Curry.
Zero. Nothing. Zero.
Curry. Curry and Moody.
If that,
A Moody.
am I
a lover of
am I here to advance the supremacy of Indians? No, I'm not. I just come
Nobody
from a
claims.
very humble background of
is-
a people group.
Which is.
Well, don't be denouncing Arabs, yeah? And then you won't be denounced.
Now, my point is, Arabs are not the experts to do your DNA analysis with only Arabic language here. If your report is only in Arabic, I'd seriously suspect that. Now, so you were unable to show a source of information for your
unable to
fantasy.
read Arabic.
No, he was unable to show anything.
No,
to
you are
us.
unable to read.
No, I can show you.
I'll show you in Arabic.
No, I can give it to him.
Oh, yeah, come.
It's bad.
So that's the expert. Now, he is a DNA expert also, by the way.
Yeah.
He is an expert on everything.
Yes, sir.
Ask him
What do you
anything,
wanna ask
he
me?
can give you an answer.
What do you want to ask me?
Because it doesn't take much knowledge to give random answers to questions. He can give random words as answers to questions.
My friend,
That's
I
his
will tell you
expertise.
something.
Thank you for the
No,
knowledge.
I
tell me
don't
something.
care about anything in the world.
One second. This is the
I
DNA.
just love
Read it.
money, okay?
Read
Goodbye.
it. DNA. No,
Let's
don't
read.
touch my phone. Mr. DNA.
Let's read. Let's read the heading. The heading is in English.
Here, it's in
Let's read the heading.
Read this one.
Don't touch his phone.
It seems like
Read
your
this one.
exam question paper.
Read this one.
It seems like an exam question paper to you, sir. Write an essay, it says.
Can you read?
Don't leave your phone.
I can read the
on his
English
phone.
part. Would you like to show the English
No, I
part?
won't.
So, can you read Arabic?
Okay.
There we go. He can't read Arabic and he wants me to read Arabic.
Yeah, because you seem to be here more intellect than anyone else, asking so many questions about
So
Arabs.
when did I even imply that I
You
can
said
read Arabic?
So many Arabs. You think Arabs can't do that? Arabs can't do that?
No,
Yeah,
my
you said
only
so.
point to him was, can he show the source of information to claim that Arabs
He told
can
you that his
necessarily
parents
claim
speak English, so it's not in English.
dedicated lineage from Abraham. My point is very clear. Arabs are a complex people group who come from multiple forefathers. Ishmael, there is a people group called Ishmaelites. There is a people group called, even distinctly different from Ishmaelites, there is another people group called Hagarites. There is a people group called Midianites, Edomites, and so on, Amalekites. So all these people group, and maybe even more, lived in the Arabian Peninsula of today. And they mixed a lot to form today's Arabs of the Arabian Peninsula.
Fake Hindus.
That is the history of the Arabian Peninsula. That being the history, to claim that all Arabs can call Abraham their grandfather,
He never said
I
all
think,
Arabs. He never said all Arabs.
well, check out the video later.
No, he never said all Arabs.
Check out the
He said
video
the western
later.
part of Saudi Arabia.
I'm still waiting
Check
for
out
the
the video.
answer. Have you not found a Bible yet?
I am waiting for you to make a sensible comment. The comment I was waiting on was, I asked you a question which is, when
Jesus said that he was the one greater than the temple of God. What are your thoughts on that? Any thoughts? Nothing much. Blank.
Say no
Wrap
comments.
up, wrap up, wrap up.
No comments.
No comments. Yeah, period. In other words, you don't know. When you don't know,
Are you planning on building more toilets, by the way, in India? No. No
well,
comments.
I'd like to.
You can say
That's
no
a different
comments.
story. We'll get to that later. So the point, my dear friends, you saw on display the gentleman here and a few other people who really want to challenge the Christian message at Hyde Park. But what is the substance that they bring to the challenge? Pretty much nothing. Come, make some random statements here and there, which they can't justify through any logical statement. So, historical statement, logical statement, substantiation, they can't do. What they want to do and what they do day in, day out is just disturb the Christian message being disseminated at the park. That's what they are here for. I don't know what their motivation is, but at the end of the day, the symptom is Christian message. They want that prevented from being shared. You yourself would have seen this gentleman prevent young people listening to the historical details about Jesus Christ. Why would such a grown man do that? The only reason, well, I waited for you to tell me all the more things you know, and it seems like you almost know nothing. And therefore, if the nothing you know is the more that you're talking about, please revise the meaning of the term more. Jesus is very important. Jesus is Yahweh God, God of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. And it is very important for Muslims across the world and for non-Muslims to get to know of the message of what Jesus did for us. God, to show His love, came down as a man, gave up His own life so that you and I might live. And therefore, my dear friends, it is very, very important for us to come to Jesus Christ and say, Jesus, please help us. Please teach us. Please let me follow you. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth and the life. Help me. And Jesus is willing to help. All those who were rebellious even today, even all of you can come to Jesus Christ. Do not persist in your rebellion. Cease with your rebellion and come to Jesus Christ. Jesus is merciful and is willing to help you. God bless you all.